Only thing I had to look forward to after high school was tobacco fields and McDonald's.
And entering in the Marines, what was your first thoughts when you arrived at boot camp?
I said, oh my God, what did I do? Lord Jesus, please help me. Please help me. Because them were some of the meanest men I've ever seen in my life. When I look back on it, I was glad my father left. Because the way he used to be my mother, it was hard to watch. That woman introduced me to cocaine, and I thought it was the best feeling I ever had in my life.
What's up, YouTube?
I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm not gonna play with the audience because this is a serious situation.
All right. What's up, YouTube? Top Flight USA back with another one. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right.
Okay. We seen you around a couple times. I think you was featured in one of our videos with Top.
No, I was never in a video with Taki.
Well,
but
I think what happened was he was talking about a situation and you had walked up in the middle of us recording.
Okay.
And I swung the camera, and this is that situation right here. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing this video. All right, bro. I won't holler at you in this video. Bro. Right in here, buddy. Okay. All right.
So that's the dude you were talking about?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was the situation. You had walked up in the camera, and he was pretty much talking about you. He didn't say exactly what was going on, but he said he had a situation with his mom and some other things. He didn't go in on it or what happened, but that's where you featured in at.
Okay.
So let's get to know you. Who you are? What's your name, age, and where you from?
My name is Rufus Young. I'm 54 years old. I'm from Knightdale, North Carolina.
Okay.
I'm a Marine Corps war veteran.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Where is Knightdale at?
It's on the other side of Raleigh.
Okay.
It's between Raleigh and Zetlin.
Okay. Is that like a little small town?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Do you know the population there?
It's a population unknown, because I don't know it.
Wow, okay.
How about that?
All right, so you say you served in the Marine Corps?
Yeah.
How long did you serve in the Marine Corps?
I did 3.5 years.
Okay.
I was in the first Operation Desert Storm, the Gulf War.
And that was around, what, 91, 93?
89 to 90, 91, because it was over real quick.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, the Desert Storm operation started in 1991.
Yeah.
And I believe it ended in 93. It was very short.
It was very short. Our part was short because I was in the Marine. I went over there Christmas Day.
Wow.
Christmas Day. And I had only been married for a month. And we only spent 6 months over there. And because we was the ground war. Now in the air war took like 45 days. The ground war took 4. And after that, they wanted us out of the country. We tore it up.
This is interesting. My brother served 20 years in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
He just retired last November.
Bless his heart.
How was your experiences in the Marine Corps?
Brother, I'm gonna tell you what God loves. This ain't no but truth. It was some of the best experiences of my life. Now I left Roseville. I graduated from Wake Forest Roseville High School in North Carolina. And only thing I had to look forward to after high school was tobacco fields and McDonald's. So therefore, I said, I'm going to the Marines. See, my brother had went to the Army. My mother said, why don't you be like your big brother? I said, why? Say that to me. I want to do anything but be anything like my big brother.
Okay.
So I wanted to be better than him. And I went to the Marines.
Wow. And entering in the Marines, what was your first thoughts when you arrived at boot camp?
I said, oh my God, what did I do? Lord Jesus, please help me. Please help me. Because them were some of the meanest men I've ever seen in my life. Boy.
And where was your boot camp at? Paris Island, South Carolina?
Yeah, Paris Island. Everybody east of the Mississippi go to Paris Island. Everybody west of the Mississippi go to San Diego.
Okay.
They the Hollywood Marines.
And you had roughly about 3 months in boot camp?
Pretty much. We did 13 weeks.
Okay. And those 3 months of your life, did you ever think about quitting, or what was your thoughts?
the second week, I really was thinking about doing anything in my power to get off. I tried, but I contemplated everything. My mind was going 1,000 miles per hour every night for many sleepless nights for the first 2 weeks. But I come to realize, I said, buddy, you going home with a bald head. They're gonna say they was right. You was never gonna make it. But all my life, they always said, you're never gonna graduate high school.
Wow.
Only because my last name starts with Y. I was the last one to walk across the parade deck. They said, where you going after high school? I said, I'm going to the Marine. Boy, you're not gonna make it a week. I have been doing this all my life, making them out to be.
Wow.
I made it my business. Every time they tell me I cannot do something, I made it my business to make it my life.
That's right. That's interesting. All right, well, let's tap back in your life a little bit. Let's talk about your childhood. Would you say you grew up in you had a fairly normal childhood growing up?
Pretty much. I mean, growing up in a little small town like Roseville, North Carolina, and there was only 2 black families on that whole road, the Youngs and the Montagues. I mean,
Okay.
but you know what I'm saying? I never really, when I started going to school, schools were segregated, so I didn't experience that kind of prejudice, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what that was like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So therefore, the white people and the black people on my road got along pretty good. But I had I had 6, I'm number 4 in my family. I had 3 big brothers older than me, and I got 2 sisters younger than me. But my mother got a son outside of my father, and my father got a son and a daughter outside of my mother.
Wow.
So I had a pretty big family, but it was pretty normal childhood. But man, bro, it was hard. You know what I'm saying? How children got it today, I didn't have it like that. You know what I'm saying? I started going to work when I was like 8 years old.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? From sun up to sundown, you know what I'm saying? You worked. And you know what I'm saying? If you wanted it, something like some Jordans or back then when the Converses, Chuck Taylors was top of the line.
Right.
You had to go buy them yourself. You had to work to go get those.
That's right.
They didn't give them to you. And guess what? If you did get a pair of Chuck Taylors, you got your brothers after you grew out of them.
The British Knights,
British Knights wasn't even heard of until I got to high school.
Deodors.
They was not even heard of until I got to high school. British Knight, they said this is a new kind of, that's how the black people in the project thought. It's a new kind of night coming out. It ain't the Nike, it's Knight. They thought that was Nike. You know they rode the short bus.
Right. So you grew up in a 2-parent household.
Yeah, but pretty much. After my oldest brother graduated high school, that's when my mother and father, they separated.
Okay.
It was very volatile, you know what I'm saying? My mama used to drink a lot. And my father, he didn't drink at all, but like I said, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Yeah. So how did you feel when your parents separated?
But in all reality, when I look back on it, I was glad my father left because the way he used to be my mother, it was hard to watch, but guess what? But that was in white and black families back then. You know what I'm saying? Whatever man did to his wife, nothing was said because that's his.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And whatever he did to his children, nothing was said. That's his. You stayed in your place pretty much.
Right. And so you was dealing with all of that mentally. Have you ever had any counseling on those situations that happened with your parents?
They didn't exist back then. That kind of treatment. But you didn't talk about what went on in your household. You got the whooping of. You crazy? I mean, everybody. Your family. Bruh, no. You didn't talk about that to outsiders. That
Right.
got you serious hurt.
Right. So you pretty much had a big family. You had brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Was y'all like a tight-knit family?
Growing up, yeah. But as we got older, we all went our different ways. You know what I'm saying? And people hate to say it talk about it, but there's favorites in families, you know what I'm saying? And then there's 6 of us, like I said.
Okay.
I got a brother that's light-skinned, and I got a sister that's light-skinned. Just so happened, them jokers was stupid smart. You know what I'm saying? Smart.
Okay.
But and they was doted on. But at the same time, the boys, bro, we didn't get a break. Whether you were light skinned or not, my daddy tried to, I mean, you did wrong, getting whooped.
Wow. So, you and your father's relationship.
I was poor. We really didn't have one. At one time in my life, I thought the only time he came home was to be.
Wow.
Seriously.
And why did you feel like that?
But that's all he did. Man, he was never there, really. He was never there. Even though we had a farm, because my dad was a farmer.
Okay.
And we had a farm. And, buddy, I mean, it was bound to fail. How can you work a farm when you pretty much are never there to check over what's going on your own property? You know what I'm saying? Then, when things started, I mean, that woman introduced me to and I thought it was the best feeling I ever had in my life. I mean, it took me away from all my, but if I could go back in time.
So when was the first time you tried crack cocaine?
In 1992, when I was getting ready to get discharged, about 2 months before I got ready to get discharged.
Okay.
My wife introduced me to crack cocaine. It was a feeling, bro. It was like euphoria.
So was she already on it?
No. For far as I know, she didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she didn't do anything. But I mean, I probably took her to when I came back from Desert Storm. I mean, it was she wasn't. She I just wasn't interested in her like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I was over there for 6 months, and for the first 3 months, every time I looked at my goddamn paycheck stub, it came back 0 balance. I told my staff sergeant in that desert, hey, if I don't have a dime when I get back, one thing I will have when I do get there, because I had an allotment going to me in Iraq. I said, I'm gonna get me a 30-06, and what I do to her, they'll never know, because she'll never see me. I'm gonna blow the back of her.
She was spending all your money up.
For the first 3 months, yeah. I mean, you talking about close to, it was not, to me it was a lot of money. You talking about close to $2,000 a month, you know what I'm saying? But see, she was a certified nurse's assistant, and she was a certified dental tech, you know what I'm saying? And why is you using all this money and you get paid too? Then come to find out, she said, when you went to the war, I quit my job because I was so worried about you, bitch, bye.
So do you feel like it was her addiction?
No, she wasn't even an addict then. She wasn't an addict then. She didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she didn't do anything. But if she had, since she quit, I'm figuring since she quit her job, started hanging with her sisters and shit, and I mean, she just got out there. But I would never know that because it was never discussed.
Wow.
I'm going off what she told me, but see, I've come to find out she was a habitual liar herself.
Wow. The very first time you got high, what was the feeling like?
Buddy. I mean, it was not an intense rush, but it was like because back then I was a power drinker.
Okay.
I was a power drinker. The Marine Corps would make you a power drinker, on the weekend, before I even was 24 years old, I could drink a case of beer by myself in one day.
Wow.
But can handle it. Not good, but I could handle it.
So, what did you think you did more? Did you drink more or smoke more?
Back in my early part of my life, I was a power drinker. I was a very power drinker.
Okay.
But it was just beer. It wasn't hard liquor, nothing like that. It was beer, but I could drink a case of beer like it was nothing.
Right. And since you've been smoking, what are some of the damaging consequences that you done had in life?
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is what God loved. After I got out of the Marine Corps, this was the first 6 months. Before I had a wife, 2 cars, and a child on the way. Within 6 months, I was back at home with my mama, broke, with a bicycle leaning up against the house. That's how quick I fell. Because all I thought about was getting high. And I was very depressed. And when you're depressed, look here, you'll do anything to get that thought out of your mind.